Hello sports fans, and welcome to Board Sports Network, where today, for the next couple of days, we're going to do a quick little project in preparation for the 2021 NFL season. We're going to be replaying the 2021 NFL playoffs with the 8 divisional teams, and today we are going to get through the first round of action. We'll start off with Cleveland at Kansas City, Los Angeles and Green Bay, Buffalo and Baltimore, and Tampa Bay and New Orleans. So let's go ahead and get our first game of the day started. I am using the very first version of Fast Drive Football, so I do not have version, I think, 1.1, which Al is working on now or fine-tuning. So this is gameplay, or version 1. So we'll start out, see who gets the ball first. Even Cleveland, odd Kansas City, and Kansas City will start out with the ball. So go ahead and go to our kickoff chart with Cleveland kicking off. Oh goodness, it's been a while since I played. 43-46, Kansas City will take over in average field position. 3-6-6. Poor field position, no. Offense pushes down the field. Caps drive with a short pass for a touchdown. So TD pass, Kansas City. That took 4 ticks off the clock. Kansas City will go for the extra point. They will get it. It is 7-0 right off the bat. KC. Set the kickoff here. 12. Runner finds a seam, busts a long run before being forced out of bounds. Great field position for Cleveland. 1-3-4. Poor field position, no. Inept defense, no. And Cleveland will end up punting. Punt CO. 2 ticks. And here is the punt. 11 punt is a punt team electric. Punt return is semi-electric. It is a no. So 11. Otherwise, average field position for Kansas City. They will start with their next possession, up 7-0 already. 5-6-6. Shaky offense, no. Staunch defense, no. That's another touchdown pass for Kansas City. Again, another long drive as I took 4 ticks off the clock. XP is good. 14-0 Kansas City, as we have 2.5 minutes left here in the first quarter. Kickoff Kansas City, 22. Cleveland will start in average field position. So I need to update my score there, don't I? All right, Cleveland. 2-4-6. Are they in poor field position? No. Disciplined defense? No. And Cleveland's going to go for a field attempt. It is up. It is good. And that took us into the second quarter. It is 14-3 Kansas City after 1. Cleveland gets set to kick off here. And Kansas City will start average field position. 3-6-6. Are they in poor field position? No. Offense pushes downfield and Caps drive with another touchdown pass. So Kansas City having no problem scoring here, as they have scored on all 3 possessions, and it is 21-3, as that took another 4 ticks off the clock. So they are just decimating Cleveland with the time of possession and with their results. Kansas City getting set to kick off here. 21. Cleveland will start in average field position. Needing to get something going here. 1-2-5. Reliable offense? No. Meek defense? No. And that's going to be an interception. 1 tick off the clock. And let's see here. Kansas City, 2 defenders tackled immediately after the pick. Then Kansas City will start off in average field position. 1-1-6 for Kansas City. Prolific offense, yes, and that is going to be a touchdown run. Another 4 ticks off the clock. They are efficient, so they're going to take one more since we are inside of the final 5 minutes. Extra point is good. Kansas City 28, Cleveland 3. Kansas City has had 4 possessions, 4 touchdowns, and taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 16 ticks off the clock. So they are just absolutely controlling the game as they get ready to kick off here. 56, Cleveland will start off. Average field position, and they are efficient, so they get they could take off a minute here, and they won't. 5, as that will end the half. That's 3 ticks. They could have taken off 1, which would have given them 2, but there was only 1 tick left in the second quarter. So after 2, it is Cleveland 3, Kansas City 28. As we get set to kick off for halftime, Kansas City will be kicking off, and Cleveland will start off an average field position. Cleveland is set to start the third quarter in average position. 1, 2, 4. Solid offense? No. Mild defense? No. And Cleveland will end up punting. So that was 2 ticks. Go to the punt chart. 44, and Kansas City will take over in average field position. Kansas City for their first drive of the second half, 4-5-5. Active defense, no. Dull offense, no. And that is going to be another touchdown. This time running touchdown by Kansas City. 2 ticks off the clock. They go for the extra point. It is good. Kansas City has scored every possession today. 35-3 is your score now as Kansas City comes out for the kickoff. 13 cuts and turns upfield, but loses the ball after a big hit, and that's going to be a fumble by Cleveland. 5 return team covers after a mad scramble backwards. Cleveland starts in poor field position. They just cannot catch a break, and Kansas City cannot do anything wrong. That's their only mistake of the day, is they didn't recover that fumble. 4-6-6, poor field position, yes, but the offense finds a way to get in the field goal range. And even though they're down big, they're going to go for field goal. 11-54, and they get it. That was 2 ticks off the clock. It is 6-35. Kansas City. Cleveland set to kick off 44, and Kansas City will start in average field position. Up big. They have not punted today. They have scored every possession. 2-3-3. Home defense? No. Porous offense? No. And that will be a punt. First punt of the day for Kansas City coming in the third quarter. It will be a coffin corner punt. 2 ticks off the clock. We'll go to the punt CO. 46. Receiving team takes over average field position. So Cleveland in average field position. 5 minutes left to go here in the third. 2-3-6. Dull offense? No. Staunch defense? No. And that is going to be a touchdown pass for Cleveland. 4 ticks off the clock. That takes us to the end of the third quarter. The extra point is up. It is good. 13-35 as we go to the fourth quarter. Cleveland set to kick it off. Here, 56, and Kansas City will start in average field position. Cleveland gets a stop here and a score. They might just climb back in at 1-3-6. Prolific offense for Kansas City. That is a yes, and that will be a touchdown. A TD pass for Kansas City. 2 ticks off the clock, and the extra point is up. It is no good. Just 6 points there for Kansas City, but I'm sure they're not too worried about it. 41-13 as Kansas City gets set to kick off, and Cleveland will start in average field position. 1-1-3, clumsy offense, no. Porous offense, no. But it's just going to be a punt. 1 tick off the clock. So Cleveland coming out for just a regular punt. 2-6 is perfect punt. Execution pins the return team deep in their own end. Poor field position. So 1 tick came off the clock. Kansas City, poor field condition. 1-2-3. Poor field position. That is a yes, and that will be a punt. Quick possession there. Only a minute 15 came off the clock, and the punt will be average. So Cleveland takes over an average field position. 10 minutes left here to go in the game. 3-4-5. Dynamic or home offense for Cleveland. They are not dynamic. They are not home. Soft defense, no. And Cleveland will punt. 2 ticks come off. 46. And Kansas City will take over average field position for their next drive. 2-5-6. Shaky offense, no. Erratic offense, no. And that's going to be coffin corner punt. 3 ticks come off. And they are efficient, so they're going to take 1 more. 25, decision to play the field position game works out, pinning the opponent deep. Cleveland takes over poor field position. With 2.5 minutes left to go, they are efficient. 2-5-6, or yes. They are going to use the efficient quality and give themselves a chance. 2-5-6. Shaky offense, no. Erratic offense, no. But it's just going to be a punt. That'll take off 2 ticks. And we'll go ahead and finish out the punt here. 54, receiving team takes over an average field position. And that will be the game. As nobody scored, oh well. Kansas City got 6. But your final, Cleveland 13, Kansas City 41. As Kansas City will move on to the next round, and we will get ready for our next game, which will be the Los Angeles Rams at the Green Bay Packers. And we are ready to go for the Los Angeles Rams and the Green Bay Packers. We'll see who will receive the ball, and Los Angeles will receive. Just hit a major milestone on the channel. My ink pen has just, my first one I started with has just now run out of ink. So we are on to the backup for today's video. So Green Bay will be kicking off, and LA will take over in, average field position. They are a disciplined offense. They finished 10-6 in the NFC West last year. 6-6-6. Poor field position, no. We go to unusual result B. 2-5. Offense catches defense in a blitz with a perfectly executed screen pass and a touchdown. For LA, 4 ticks come off the clock as they get ready for the extra point. It is up. It is good. Los Angeles out to an early 7-0 lead. Ooh, 11 on the kickoff. Returner muffs the catch and is caught before he can get upfield, and Green Bay starts off in poor field condition. Green Bay finishing 13-3 in NFC North, and they were division champions. 2-2-4. The aggressive defense, that is a no. Great field position, no. And Green Bay will punt. 2 ticks come off. And we'll go ahead and look at our punt. 42 will be average field position for LA to start their next drive. 1-2-2 home defense. That is a yes. Green Bay is home, and that'll be a punt. BU If drive began in great field position, change result to regular punt, but we are not, so that is a backed up punt. 1 tick off the clock. 42. Long punt, but negated by a nice return. Great field position for Green Bay as they come out for their next drive. 1-1-2. Poor field position, no. Inept defense, that is a no, and that will be a coffin corner punt. 1 tick comes off. 61. Receiving team takes over in average field position. LA gets the ball again. 3-4-6. Great field position, no. Erratic offense, no. And this will be a field goal attempt. They need an 11-54, and they get it. LA 10, Green Bay nothing. 4 ticks come off the clock, and takes us to the end of the first quarter. Los Angeles is up 10-0, and once again, I forgot to update my score. So we get set to begin the second quarter here. Los Angeles getting ready to kick off. 16, return team electric. That is a no. So Green Bay will start off in average field position. Behind 10-0 here, halfway through the first half. 4-5-6. Poor field position, no. The rusher makes 1 tackler miss and finds a seam. He's got a touchdown. Touchdown run by Green Bay. 4 ticks coming off the clock. And setting up for the extra point, it is good. Green Bay on the board, 10-7. As they get set to kick off. So Los Angeles and LA will take over in average field position. Here, 10 minutes left to go in the first half. 2-6-6. Prolific offense, that is a no. Punishing defense, that is a no, and that's going to be a regular punt. Again, 4 ticks come off the clock. Takes us down to 5 minutes left in the half. Regular punt here. 66. Exciting return. Great field position for Green Bay. As they are looking to tie things up. They are efficient. 1-2-5. Reliable offense. That is a yes. QB makes wise decision to throw the ball away, and that will be a punt. And 1 tick came off the clock. They are going to call it efficient and take 2 off. Right? Yes. And Green Bay gets ready to punt. 14. Perfect punt execution. Pins return team deep in their own field, and that they will start off with poor field position. Now they are not efficient or inefficient, and that will be the end of the half. We're down through the first half. Los Angeles Rams 10, Green Bay 7. As we get set for quarter number 3, and Green Bay will receive the second half kickoff. And they will start in average field position. 1-2-4. Solid offense. The sider die says yes. Pocket holds, pass complete, setting up for a field goal attempt. That took off 1 tick. So they need, well, 11-66, so it looks like they're going to get it. And this ball game is tied 10-10. As Kansas City, or Green Bay gets set to kick off. 16 is the return team electric. That is a no. So LA will start in average field position for their first drive of the second half. 3-6-6. Poor field position, no. Offense pushes downfield. Caps drive with a short pass for 6 points. Touchdown, Rams on the touchdown pass. That was 2 ticks. Going for the extra point. It is good. Rams back out on top, 17-10. Green Bay clawed their way back, and LA takes the lead once again, and Green Bay will start in average field position for their next drive. 2-3-4. Staunch defense. LA is not. Great field position, no. That is going to be a regular punt. as 2 ticks come off. 53. Receiving team takes over average field position. LA coming out 1, 2, 6. Great field position? No. Disciplined or home offense? They are disciplined. Offensive line wins trench battle on the drive, and they go for another field goal attempt. 2 ticks. And they need 11 to 54, and they get it. Another 3 points for LA. It is 20 to 10 now. And the ensuing kickoff, Green Bay takes over average field position with about 6:15 left to go here in the third quarter. 1-2-2. Home defense? No. Stiff defense? Yes. Defensive line comes up big this drive. Punt. And they are going to, it's going to be a punt BU. It did not start in average or great field position. So Green Bay will have to punt backed up 2 ticks. 51. Long punt, but negated by a nice return for great field position for LA. They come out on this next drive looking to have a much better advantage. 2-4-6. Poor field position? No. Disciplined defense? That is a no. And this will be another field goal attempt. 2 ticks come off. They need 11 to 54, and they get it. 23 to 10, LA. With 1:15 left to go here in the third quarter. 15 on the kickoff. Roll 1d6. On odd result, returners in the open, otherwise great field position. It is odd. We go to the in the open, and well, dice went rogue on me. 1 in the open, shoestring tackle by the kicker, average field position. Got Pat McAfee out there with the tackle. Green Bay starts over average field position with 1:15 left here in the third. 3-6-6. Poor field position, no. Offense pushes downfield and caps the drive with a short pass. Touchdown to take us into the fourth quarter. And coming out for the extra point, it is good. So we'll say 13-3 there in our quarter chart, and 23 to 17 as 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 ticks into the fourth quarter. And Green Bay set to kick off to LA for their first possession of the fourth quarter. 42. That is going to be average field position for LA. 1-4-5. Prolific offense, that is a no. Porous offense, that is a no, and this is going to be a regular punt. 3 ticks come off the clock. So Green Bay has a chance here. 13. Returner hit as he feels the ball. Fumble. For a fumble, we roll 1d6. 1 through 3. Punting team recovers with great field position. Otherwise, receiving team in average. And it is even. So Green Bay recovers. Could have been big there, as they're in average position, average field position. 1-1-2. Poor field position, no. Inept defense, that is a no. That is going to be punt. Coffin corner. Do they go for it here? They'll try to pin him back deep. I think they still have a little bit of time, unless 35. Decision to play the field position game works out, pinning the opponent deep into their own territory. So LA, poor, with 5 minutes left to go. Los Angeles needs a score. They may get it. 1-1-1. Poor field position, yes. We go to unusual result A. 1-3. QB recovers own fumble, scrambles, and fires pass downfield for a touchdown. Whoa! As that, whoops. Yeah, punt. CO. That could have been costly for LA, but they may have just iced this game. They are not efficient, so they couldn't take extra time off the clock. 32, field goal is good. It is 30-17, Los Angeles. As that may have just put the game away for Green Bay. Here we go, the kickoff, 64. Green Bay starts in average field position. Okay, they get the drive off, 2-2-6. Undisciplined defense, that is a no. Solid offense, that is a no. So it's going to be a punt. 2 ticks come off, but they are going to go for it. So 2 ticks. Let's find the go for it chart here. 4th down, go for it. So we roll 1d6. That is a 6. Amazing play, keeps the drive alive. 1st down. So, go for it. 4th, Green Bay. Great field position. And they are efficient. So if this comes up 4 or less, they will get the drive off, and they won't. End of game. As that took off 4 ticks, but they are efficient. So it took off, they reduced it down to 3, but there was only 1 tick left, and that is the ball game. Los Angeles 30, Green Bay 17, as LA will move on. And we will get ready for our next game, the Baltimore Ravens and the Buffalo Bills, here in a moment. And up next we have the Baltimore Ravens at the Buffalo Bills. We will go ahead and roll, see who gets the ball first, and that will be Baltimore. Buffalo gets set to kick off here. 5-2, and Baltimore will start in average position. Move my teams back there a little bit. 1-1-4, dynamic offense or soft defense. That is neither. Poor field position, no, and that will be a punt. 1 tick comes off the clock. And see what punt 36 is. Buffalo taking over an average field position. 1 tick. And Buffalo coming out for their first possession here. Oh, 1-1-1. Poor field position, no. We will go to unusual result B. 1-2. Offense fails to convert on 4th and inches in the red zone. Defense takes over in poor field position. So 1 tick there. And that was turnover on downs. So Baltimore will start poor field position. And I realize Al Wilson, if you've been following his blog lately, is coming out with a Commissioner's Expansion League, or Commissioner's Mode game. So I believe I'm going to update this to 1.1 once he gets that, just in time for the Commissioner's Franchise Mode, which looks to be a lot of fun. So if you haven't got on to his blog yet, his Fast Drive Football website, be sure to check that out and read about it. It's really neat. He put out 6 posts on Labor Day, and it looks to be very neat. So I'm excited to play that when it comes out. Let's go ahead and get Baltimore's next drive here. 1-4-5, prolific offense, semi-prolific, and the side of die says yes. And that is going to be a touchdown pass for Baltimore. They strike first. 2 ticks off the clock. So 10 minutes left here in the first quarter, and they are out on the board. Extra point is up. It is good. Baltimore up 7-0. And they will get set to kick off here, and Buffalo will start in average field position. I'm going to move these over here so I have more room to roll. Buffalo taking over average field position for their next drive. 3-5-6. Great field position? No. Punishing defense? Baltimore is not, and that'll be a coffin punt. 3 ticks off the clock. So we will go ahead and see what that punt is. 3-6. Coffin decision to play the field position game. Works out, pinning the opponent deep. Poor field position for Baltimore. They start out poor again. They scored last time they were in poor field position. 1-1-2. 1-1. Poor field position, yes. Big third down stop near midfield forces a punt. 2 ticks off the clock. We have less than 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. 22. Perfect punt execution pins return team deep in their own end. Poor field position for Buffalo. Buffalo now 1-1-2. Poor field position, yes, and they will punt. 1 tick off the clock. So quick drives here in this third game. 46 average. Baltimore takes over an average field position with 2.5 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. 1-4-4. Poor field position, yes. That's going to be a punt while backed up. Just 1 tick off the clock. So BU punt. 53. Receiving team takes over an average field position. So Buffalo average. And this should be the last play of the first quarter. 3-4-5. Dynamic or home offense. That is a yes. They are home offense, so they're going to go for a field goal attempt. And we'll count off the ticks. 1, 2, 3. And Baltimore leading 7-0 after the first quarter. Buffalo coming out for a field goal in the 11:55, and they get it. They are on the board. It is 7-3 as they get set to kick off. 65, and Baltimore takes over an average field position. In their first play of the second quarter, 2-3-5. Quarterback scrambles, hit as he throws, picked off, interception. Oh, that was a 5. So 2 on the interception. Defender is tackled immediately after pick. Opponent has ball in average field position. So an INT for Baltimore. Buffalo takes over average field position. 3 ticks off the clock. We are less than 10 minutes left to go in the first half. 1-1-3. Clumsy offense? No. Porous offense? That is a no. And that's just going to be a regular punt. Quick drive there, 1 tick. And regular punt, 31. Perfect punt execution, and Baltimore will start in poor field position for their next drive. 1-4-6. Poor field position, yes, and that'll be a punt. 2 ticks off the clock. So slow moving game here. 51, receiving team takes over an average field position for Buffalo with 5 minutes left to go in the first half. Buffalo is efficient. Baltimore is semi-inefficient. So Buffalo could take a long drive and score here. We'll see what happens. 5, they'll take 3 ticks off the clock. 1-5-6. Dull offense? No. Staunch defense? No. That's going to be a touchdown pass. So Buffalo will take the lead. They will add an extra tick to the clock. Take it to the end. They will kick off. So field goal, extra point here, 11-65, and they get it. And Buffalo takes the lead 7-10 at the end of the first half. And they will go to the kickoff here, and nothing will come of it. So Baltimore scoreless for the second quarter. Buffalo 10. We go to the third quarter. Buffalo up 10-7. We get ready to start the second half here, and Buffalo will receive the opening kickoff, and that is an 11. And Turner muffs the catch and is caught before he can get upfield. Buffalo will start in poor field position for their first drive of the second half. 1-2-6, great field position, no. Disciplined or home offense as home offense, and that'll be a field goal attempt. 1 tick, so they move down the field quickly and can't move any further. We go to field goal 11:55, and they get it. 7-13 Buffalo now, as they connect with a big play early on and then stall. And Baltimore will start in average field position for their first drive of the second half. 3-3-4. Solid offense? No. Mild defense? No. And that will be a punt CO for 2 ticks. 2 ticks off the clock. Coffin corner punt, 66. Exciting return, great field position for Buffalo. Looking to go up 2 scores here. 2-3-6. Dull offense, no. Staunch defense, no. And that is a touchdown pass. Buffalo has scored on their last 3 possessions. 2 ticks off the clock. We are less than 10 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. Extra point 63 is good. It is now 7-20. Buffalo with 20 unanswered points. Baltimore can't really seem to do anything now, as they will start in average field position. 1-2-5. Reliable offense? No. Meek defense? No. And that is an interception. I think that's Baltimore's second interception of the day. 3. Defender has modest return before sliding to the ground. Buffalo will start in average field position. 2 ticks off the clock. 3 Buffalo. Average. 1-3-3. Active defense? No. Poor field position? No. And that'll be a regular punt. Quick drive there for 1 tick off the clock. And punt. 54. Receiving team takes over an average field position for Buffalo's next possession. Down 13 here in the third quarter. 4-5-6. Poor field position? No. The rusher makes 1 tackle miss and finds a seam. He's gone. Touchdown. Baltimore on the run. That took off 3 ticks from the clock. And we're getting close to the end of the third quarter as they go for the extra point. It's up. It's good. Baltimore 14. Buffalo 20. Much needed score there for Baltimore as they get set to kick off. And Buffalo starts average field position to get ready for the last play of the third. 2-3-4. Staunch defense? No. Great field position for Buffalo? No. And that will be a punt. 2 ticks off the clock. So we're into the fourth quarter now. See where Baltimore will end up. 43 on a punt is average field position for Baltimore to start out the fourth quarter. So after 3 quarters of play, Baltimore 14, Buffalo 20. Baltimore starting in average field position low just into the fourth quarter. Can they pull it out here? 1-2-2. Home defense? Yes. Crowd noise may have affected that play. Punt. BU. So if drive began in great field position, we change it to a regular punt, but we won't. That took off 1 tick from the clock. And we'll see punt BU. 62, long punt, but been negated by a nice return. Great field position for Buffalo. About 2.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. When they put together a long drive, they will. Will they cap it off with a score? 3-6-6, poor field position, no. Offense pushes downfield and caps drive with a short pass for 6 points. Touchdown, Buffalo. As that may have been enough to put this game out of reach. That took off 4 ticks from the clock. So long drive there. Extra point is up. Ooh, it is good, barely. 14-27 Buffalo. Halfway through the fourth quarter, they get set to kick off here. Baltimore will start in average field position. And they are semi-inefficient. So, inefficient teams losing with less than 5 minutes, it'll automatically increase by 1 tick to reflect their inefficient use. So, if this goes 5 or 6 on the red die, then we'll have to roll and see if they're inefficient. And it won't this time. 2, 3, 4. Staunch defense, Buffalo, no. Great field position, no. That's going to take off 2 ticks from the clock to put it down to 5. But they are going to go for it, as that would just be a punt. But they are going to go for it. 2 ticks. And go ahead and put 2 ticks there. And 4th down, go for it. They have to for dynamic offense. No. And the pass will fall incomplete. Turnover on downs. So they had to go for it there, down 13 points with 5 minutes left to go. Buffalo takes over average field position. Can they close this game out? They won't. 1-3-6, prolific offense. Yes, and that's going to be a touchdown pass. So that is going to put the game on ice, I would say. As they go for the extra point, it is up. It is good. Buffalo 34, Baltimore 14. And that was 1 tick off the clock, and they are efficient, so it becomes 2 ticks. And Buffalo goes up 20 with 2.5 minutes left to go here in the fourth. Baltimore will start in average field position. They are semi-inefficient, so that is 2 ticks. They have a chance to score here, 4-5-5. Side or die came up blank, so they're not inefficient. 4-5-5. Active defense, no. Dull offense, no. And that'll be a touchdown run for Baltimore. 2 ticks. Puts us to the end of the game, but they can do I think they can do an onside kick for their, it's really not going to matter, but so their extra point here is barely good. 64 is 21-34. And they will go for the onside. And I'm really just doing onsides. Can't remember if I've done onside kick before on the game. So 5. Pro season 2017 or earlier? No. Buffalo recovers the ball, and that is the ball game. So your final score: Buffalo 31, Buffalo 34, Baltimore 21. As Buffalo will face Kansas City next time to find out who will go to the Super Bowl. Let's go ahead and get our last game set up, which will be Tampa Bay at New Orleans. And our final game of the evening, we have Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New Orleans Saints. Cards switched out here. So New Orleans won the NFC South, and Tampa Bay went in as a wild card and won the Super Bowl. Let's see if they can get back there again. As even Tampa receives, odd New Orleans, so Tampa will receive to start the game, and they will start in average field position. They're prolific and a semi-solid offense, semi-punishing defense. 5-6-6. Shaky offense? No. Staunch defense? No. And that will be a touchdown pass on their first drive of the game. Took 4 ticks off the clock. So long 5-minute drive there as they go for the extra point, and it is good. Tampa Bay up quickly 7-0 as they get set to kick off for New Orleans' first possession, and New Orleans will start in average field position. 1-1-3, clumsy offense, no. Porous offense, no. And that'll be a punt. 1 tick off the clock. 61. The receiving team takes over in average field position. Tampa Bay's next possession here, 2-3-6, is dull offense? No. Staunch defense? No. And that's another touchdown pass for Tampa. 2 ticks off the clock. Extra point is up. It is good. 14-0 as Tampa scores on their first 2 possessions. And the kickoff, 65, New Orleans will start in average field position. Going out for their next possession here, 3-6-6, poor field position, no. Offense pushes downfield, Caps drive, the short pass for a touchdown. New Orleans right back in it as 2 ticks come off the clock, and the extra point is up. It is good, 14-7, Tampa Bay. As New Orleans gets set to kick off, Tampa will start 12. Returner finds a seam, busts a long return before being forced out of bounds. Great field position for Tampa, as they may not have too far to go here to score. 2-5-5. Staunch defense? No. Great field position? Yes. And offense gets aggressive with the great field position, and that is a touchdown run. Tampa scored on all 3 possessions so far. And the kick extra point is up. It is good. 21, New Orleans 7. This might be a high-scoring game to end the night. 42, New Orleans will take over in average field position. Their next drive, 1-2-3. Poor field position, no. Great field position, no. And that will be a punt. 1 tick off the clock, so short drive there. We'll go ahead and see what the punt comes up with. 64, I think that's an exciting return. It is. Tampa will start in great field position. So they are having their way with New Orleans as this drive will go into the second quarter. 3-4-5. Dynamic or home offense. They are not dynamic or home. Soft defense. That is a no, and that'll be a punt. Tampa's first punt of the day. That took 3 ticks off the clock into the second quarter. Tampa 21, New Orleans 7. We'll go ahead and see where New Orleans will start out. 34. I believe that is average field position. So after the first quarter, Tampa Bay 21, New Orleans 7. As we get set to start the second quarter, New Orleans average field position 3-4-5. Dynamic or home offense, that is a yes. They are the home offense, so they will get a field goal attempt. They need 11 to 55. They don't get it. 63. That took off 2 ticks. 10 minutes left to go here in the first half. Tampa will take over in average field position. 1-6-6, aggressive defense, no. Receiver leaps, beating the defender to the ball, touchdown. TD pass, number 3 today for Brady and the Bucks. That was a long drive. 4 minutes come off the clock, or 4 ticks. Go for the extra point here, and it is good. Tampa 28, New Orleans 7. Tampa's card isn't too strong for this game, for this season. Even though they won the Super Bowl, they've only got prolific, semi-solid, and semi-punishing defense. But somehow they're able to roll the right die as New Orleans gets set to start their next drive, and they will start in average field position, down 21 points with 5 minutes left to go here in the first half. 1-3-3. Are they efficient? No, they are not. 1-3-3. Active defense? No. Poor field position? No. And that should be a punt. 1 tick off the clock. They will go ahead and punt. I was going to say go for it, but probably shouldn't. 25 for the punt. Perfect punt execution. Pins return team deep in their own field or own end. Poor field position for Tampa with 3.5 minutes. 3 minutes 45 seconds left to go in the first half. 1-3-4. Poor field position, yes. Runner tripped up short of the marker, and they will punt. That took off 2 ticks. So New Orleans will have 1 chance. Score at the end of the half, 31. And that was a good punt as New Orleans starts off in poor field position. And they will, oh, there went my decider die. And we are back. So New Orleans, see if they are efficient here. They are, but they will still run out of time. End of the half as Tampa puts up 7 more and New Orleans nothing. It is 28-7 as we head to the third quarter. Tampa gets set to kick off to start the third quarter here. 11. Returner muffs the catch and is caught before he can get upfield. Poor field position for New Orleans, so not a good way to start the second half here. 1-3-5. Good looking run, but a clean hit knocks the ball loose and a fumble. We'll see what happens here. 4. Defensive lineman rumbles downfield for a decent return. Tampa will have great field position for their first drive of the second half. That was 1 tick. 4-4-5. Poor field position, no. Stiff defense. The decider die says no. And that will be a field goal attempt. Tampa will need an 11-62, and they get it. 31-7. That took off 3 ticks from the clock. 10 minutes left to go here in the third quarter as Tampa gets set to kick off here, and New Orleans will be in average field position to start their next drive, hoping for better results than what happened last time. 1-1-6 prolific offense. That is a yes, and that's going to be a touchdown run. Took a lot of time off the clock, though, as the extra point is up, and it is good. Tampa 31, New Orleans 7 as 4 ticks came off. 5-minute drive there. 5 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. New Orleans getting set to punt. 51, Tampa will take over in average field position for their next drive. 1-3-3, active defense, no. Poor field position, no, and that will be a punt. 2 ticks. And 41, that will be average field position for New Orleans as they get ready for their next drive of the third quarter, which will be the end of the third quarter. 2-3-3. Home defense, no. Porous offense, no. And that is a coffin corner punt. 2 ticks off the clock. 13. Oh no, we should have let that one bounce into the end zone. Fumble. So we'll roll a D6, 1-3 as punting team recovers with great field position. Otherwise, receiving team has poor position. And 5, receiving team will recover. So all the breaks seem to be going Tampa's way as at the end of the third quarter. Our score is 31-14. Tampa Bay. So unless some miracle occurs, Tampa might be going on to face the Los Angeles Raiders as they get set to start the fourth quarter in poor field position. 3-5-6. Great field position, no. Punishing defense, no. And that'll be a punt. Coffin as they take 2 ticks off the clock. And 61. Receiving team will take over in average field position. Tampa Bay, or New Orleans starting off About 12.5 minutes left to go in the game. 1-4-6. Poor field position? No. Great field position? No. And that will be a punt. And that was 4 minutes off, or 4 ticks off the clock. So New Orleans struggling here as regular punt 62. Receiving team will take over an average field position for Tampa Bay. 5-6-6. Shaky offense? No. Staunch defense? No. And that'll be another touchdown pass, as that probably just iced the game. 4 ticks off the clock and 2.5 minutes left to go. Extra point is up. It is good. Tampa 38, New Orleans 14. As Tampa gets set to kick off here, 51, and New Orleans take over an average field position with 2.5 minutes left to go. And they will run out of time as they are not efficient, and 5 is 3 ticks off the clock when there's only 2 ticks left. And that is the end of the game. Your final: Tampa 38, New Orleans 14. So fun night of action there, getting 4 games in quickly. That's what I like about Fast Drive football. You can play a game really quick, and 4 games. I don't know how long it took because my software kept crashing and I kept having to reset my time. So like I said, like I talked about in the previous game, Al Wilson, if you haven't checked out his blog on Fast Drive Football, he's got a really neat, I can't remember the name of it. It's like commissioner mode or franchise mode or something, where you have a list of, or not even a list of teams. I think you can choose your own teams and like fictional teams, and you get to set up like a front office, and you roll for team grades and head coach grade, and then you can play your season and then have an off season, which is kind of the main focus of the whole thing. So that's really neat. So if you haven't checked that out yet, make sure you go to Fast Drive Football. I'll put a link in the description below so you guys can check that out. Really interesting. But guys, that will do it for us. Next time we will have the 2 divisional games, conference championships between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Los Angeles Raiders, and the Kansas City Chiefs and Buffalo Bills. So until next time, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, I ask you please like, leave a comment, subscribe so you don't miss any further action. But until next time, guys, have a great night. God bless.